Dhanbari Zamindar Bari is a historical zamindar house located in Dhanbari Upzilla of Tangail district of Bangladesh, which is well known as Nawab Palace or Nawab Manzil to the locals. The world has changed over time. Land tenure has also changed. There is no landlord. There is no zamindari governance system, but their houses remain as witnesses of history. Dhanbari of Tangail is one such traditional zamindar bari, which is a minaret of memory in different parts of the country, which is well known as Nawab Palace or Nawab Manzil to the locals. Tourists will understand how well furnished the zamindar house is by looking at its architectural style. A little extra beauty can be found. Centuries-old walls of zamindar houses are witnesses of our history and times. Rich heritage is hidden in the decaying limestone layers. The lavish palace of the zamindar is decorated with exquisite craftsmanship. Each and every wall of the building has a touch of beauty. The walls are not just walls, but like the pages of a book of living history embellished by the tireless historian, from which our young eyes can read thousands of years of history. The spacious garden in front of the royal palace is not just a garden. Rose petals and leaves of comini have been shed hundreds of times in hundreds of years, yet today, the romance of the king-queen remains written on the leaves, the touch of the princess's hand on the petals. Hence, the wanderlust and history buffs flock to Zamindar's house again and again in search of tradition. The Zamindar house is located in Dhanbari Upzilla of Tangail district, which is well known as Nawab Palace or Nawab Manzil to the locals. Zamindar Khan Bahadur Said Nawab Ali Chowdhury, who received the title of Bahadur, Nawab, CIA from the British, established this Zamindar clan or Zamindar house in the middle of 1800s. He was one of the founders of Dhaka International University, the first proponent of Bengali as the national language, and the first Muslim minister in the British government. His immortal work is Dhanbari Zamindar Bari or Nawab Palace. This manor house has a long history. It is believed that during the reign of Mughal Emperor Jahangir, Mughal commanders Ispinjar Khan and Manovar Khan established Zamindari in Dhanbari by defeating Dhanpati Singh. The next Nawab of them was Said Janab Ali. Said Mr. Ali was the father of Said Nawab Ali Chowdhury. He died young. Nawab Said Nawab Ali Chowdhury married Altapur Nahar, daughter of Nawab Abdus Sobhan of Bogra. Altapur Nahar was childless. After his death, the Nawab married Sida Akhtar Khatun, the last descendant of Isha Khan. The name of Nawab Ali Chowdhury's third wife was Sakina Khatun. Nawab Ali Chowdhury died in 1929. The Nawab mentioned the names of his third wife's only son Said Hasan Ali Chowdhury and daughter Ramya Thema Humaira Khatun in the name of Waqf. Said Hasan Ali Chowdhury was subsequently elected the then Industries Minister of East Pakistan. After the independence of the country, he was elected Member of Parliament in 1978 and died in 1981. The current heir of this Zamindar Bari is his only child Sita Ashika Akbar. Still, a lot of time has passed. The world has changed. The regime has changed. There is no Zamindari system in Bangladesh anymore. Dhanbari is no exception. There is no Zamindar, but the Nawab Palace of Chinsurki still stands tall in its opulence and tradition as a witness to history. The Zamindar house gradually became an attractive place for tourists due to its magnificent architecture. So the successors of the Nawab take spots in the Zamindar houses, which is very famous as Nawab Said Hasan Ali Royal Resort. The private company Lighthouse Group is in charge of looking after the resort, located between the Banshai and Beran rivers that flow through the heart of India. This ancient Zamindar house is truly picturesque and charming with its exquisite architecture and craftsmanship. However, after the construction of the resort, Nawab Palace has increased in place and modernity. This century-old Nawab Palace is built in the magnificent Mughal architecture with 4 rooms. The entire Nawab Manzil or Nawab Palace is surrounded by walls. The palace faces south and has a long veranda. There is a large arcade on the eastern side of the building. There are 2 rooms for guards on either side of the arcade. The arch was built by Zamindar Nawab Ali Chowdhury to welcome the British government. Apart from the 2 residential buildings in the walled area, there are flower gardens, zoos, beauty rooms, graveyards, orchard groves, held by other settlements, and slave quarters. Visitors have the opportunity to explore several rooms inside the palace. charming rubber plantations, pineapple plantations, bamboo plantations, which are very scenic. An organization named Royal Resort provides transport and guides to the resort guests and shows them all the places of interest in the vicinity. The resort has security guards and waiters for the convenience of tourists. Apart from this, the Royal Resort has all kinds of modern facilities including car parking facilities. Another major attraction of the resort is Nawab Masjid. There is a 700-year-old mosque right next to the Royal Resort. A masterpiece of Mughal architecture, the mosque's mosaics and marble floors are exquisite. Adjacent to the mosque is a villa, which is the shrine of Nawab Bahadur Said Nawab Chowdhury. Since the Nawab's death in 1929, the Quran has been recited here for 24 hours, which has not yet stopped for a week. Hafiz is engaged in Quran recitation. A large number of local and foreign tourists visit the courtyard of this Zamindar house, especially during the whole winter season. There is a walk of wanderlust in the Zamindar's house. The unity of diversity can be seen in this part of the township. The vibrancy returned with the presence of hundreds of tourists. They come, see, know and go home with a certain peace of mind. This winter you can visit the Dhanbari. Tangail district is surrounded by the pure natural beauty of the river. Being very close to Dhaka, this district is one of the most popular among travelers. The list of history, traditions and achievements of Tangail is quite long. However, one of the attractions of the district is the Zamindar houses here. Among them, the traditional establishment is Dhanbari Zamindar Bari located in Dhanbari Upjila of Tangail district. Locally known as NAWAB Bari. This Zamindar house is the immortal work of Khan Bahadur Said Nawab Ali Chowdhury, a member of the Nathan Committee, one of the founders of Dhaka University, the proponent of Bengali as the national language and the first Muslim minister of the British government. In 1919, Nawab Ali Chowdhury built the Zamindar Bari to invite the English Lord Ronald. The main purpose of building this house was to ensure the accommodation of English kings. Dhanbari Nawab Bari, now known as Nawab Palace, was established about 700 years ago on 120 acres of land between Berin and Banshi rivers. Nawab House has several other buildings including Nawab Palace, Abbas Bhavan and Kachri Bhavan. There are conference hall, convention hall, dining hall, Nawab Museum and library, a 3-domed mosque and a beautiful garden. The centuries-old Nawab Palace with its magnificent 4-domed architecture is a great attraction for tourists. The walled Nawab Marjil or Nawab Palace and Nawab Kachri are now turned into tourist centers. The palace faces south and has a long veranda. Currently, the successors of Nawab Ali Chowdhury are maintaining this palace, and they have also built a few cottages here for tourist accommodation. Next to the Nawab house is the Nawab Bari Mosque. This mosque is one of the oldest mosques in Bangladesh. In the 16th century, Ispinjar Khan and Manovar Khan, two brothers of the Seljuk Turkish dynasty, built the first part of the mosque, a mosque with one room. This mosque was built during the time of Mughal Emperor Akbar when these two brothers defeated the tyrannical Zamindar of Dhanbari and took charge of the region. How to go? You can go by exchange transport from Makhali bus stand in Dhaka. This bus stops at Dhanbari right in front of Rajbari. You can also board a bus called Nirala Paribahan. This bus departs from Makhali and reaches Tangail in about 3 hours. This bus does not have to stop to go directly to Tangail. Rajbari can be reached by CNG auto rickshaw in about 2 hours from Tangail.